So you guys know that the deal, I never planned to be like a vlogger. You know, that was never like what I was going to do. When I was going to training, I wanted to know what to expect and how it was going to be, and I couldn't find a lot of people that were putting that information out there, so I thought I would vlog and let everyone know exactly how it would be. And thankfully it has been helpful to some people. I've had some people email me and message me and say, oh, what do you think about this, or is that going to be okay, or thanks so much. And so that's all I ever really wanted to do. And then I got based in New York, and it just kind of made sense to keep doing it because it was such like a fish out of water scenario. And my husband really liked watching them, so he could kind of keep up with me where I was going, that kind of thing. So, but it just, guys, I don't think I'm a vlogger, you know, like I don't know if I have the personality for it. I don't know. So, yes. I am currently on leave from my airline. I'm not flying currently due to a medical condition, which I'm not going to go into because I'm not just going to put all my business out there, but I am unable to fly at the moment. So I am still employed by the company. I'm still on a transfer list at Dallas, but I don't know when or if I will fly again. I've been home since fall of 2017, and I haven't vlogged because I haven't been flying. Like, I just haven't. There is some footage that I took and I never even showed you guys. Like, I got a Paris trip, which was awesome. So I haven't had anything to vlog. That's why I haven't been vlogging, because I don't have anything to vlog. The other thing I used to vlog about was infertility, which I can't vlog about that now. The reason being, no, we're not pregnant. We didn't get pregnant. None of the treatments we did worked. We tried just about every medicine that there was to jumpstart my ovaries to start producing some eggs, but none of it worked. I have scrambled eggs. That's what I like to say. I like to say I have scrambled eggs. So there's no medical intervention that they can do with me in order to allow me to have a biological child. Aaron's fine. His boys are fine, but it's me that the issue lies with. So we tried for several months and basically got no response. We weren't even able to do IVF because what happens with IVF is they, you know, inject you with all this medicine and it makes you grow a whole bunch of eggs, whole carton of eggs, and then they take those out, put them with the sperm, put that back in. I don't have any eggs. Like, there weren't any eggs for them to take out. So IVF is not even an option, unfortunately. And going forward, the only options we have if I want to experience a pregnancy is either donor eggs, where I would literally pay someone $15,000 to have their eggs so that those can be matched up with Aaron's sperm, and then I would carry the baby. That's one option. The other option is donor embryo. That's where someone has had IVF and they took all their eggs out, put them with the sperm, and they had just a bunch of embryos left over. They have, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, and they still have embryos. And instead of destroying those or donating them to science, or just letting them be frozen forever, some really nice people have decided to donate their embryos to other couples who wouldn't be able to have kids with their own biological material. So that's an option. The problem with that is that you have to convince someone to give you their unborn babies. That's, God bless the people who do that, because it's definitely a compassionate act and a selfless act, and it's just amazing that they would do that. So that, because their full biological children are going to be out in the world, and they're not going to be the one raising it. A lot of people couldn't do that. They couldn't deal with that. But some people are kind enough and compassionate enough and selfless enough to where they want to see those embryos be something one day. So they give them to someone else to raise them. So that's an option, but we just haven't. We've talked to a few couples and we've been ghosted a couple times. Guys, it's so much like online dating. It's crazy. It's literally like, here I am, here's my husband, here's my height, here's where I work. give us your embryos. It's so awkward. It's ridiculous. But we just haven't had anyone say, all right, you're it. You can have our embryos. So fingers crossed that does happen. I think Aaron would actually prefer that as opposed to donor eggs and his sperm, because I don't know, he feels like if it's not going to be my biological child, why should it be his too? I kind of feel like, I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. Ask me any day and you'll get a different response, because, you know, it's hard. I've kind of been reeling from that a little bit, knowing that we can't have, you know, it's just not going to happen. We can't have a baby the easy way just because we love each other and we get, you know, a little naughty on a Friday night. That's not going to produce a baby. And we can't spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, because some things just don't work. You think, you know, I never considered that I would end up going to the reproductive endocrinologist and they would say, we can't help you anymore. Like, I just thought like that was the big hurdle, was going to one. Like, okay, I admit we have a problem, we can't get pregnant, but no, like sometimes it just doesn't work out, and we're one of those couples. So that's been hard. That sucks a little bit. But you know, because of that, I've just really been trying to enjoy the time that I've had here in the new house. I'm nesting a little bit, decorating a little bit. I need your guys' help. I'm so bad at it. But that's kind of what I've been up to. It's like I can't vlog about flying because I'm on medical leave, and I can't vlog about infertility because I'm infertile. There's no other treatment that we can do. So you can vlog playing Skyrim. No, I mean, there is stuff that I've been doing. There is some you know, stuff around the farm and stuff that, here, I'll show you. Aaron says I have the entire house smelling like cedar because on our land we have these cedar saplings that they're huge water suckers. Like, they just suck all the water out of everything, and they end up coming around our more established trees and like literally stealing all the water and choking them out. So we've been cutting down all these little cedar saplings, which, let me tell you guys, it was me versus chainsaw the other day, and it didn't go super well, but that's another story. So we've been cutting down all these cedar saplings, and I feel bad because I don't like to waste stuff. Like, I don't like to, I don't know, I just, you know, we cut them down and I'm like, this has to be used for something. So I've been like experimenting with cedar. I got like bags of cedar laying around. I have like limbs of cedar in the backyard, ground cedar. Doing an experiment where I'm trying to get the scent of cedar. Aaron comes home and he's like, this is a cedar factory. Everything smells like cedar. This is like cedar and vodka. I'm not gonna drink it. I'm just experimenting, guys. I'm experimenting. And oh, I made did you guys know, I've only ever heard of sage smudge sticks, but I started reading online, one of the big things you can do with cedar is make smudge sticks. And supposedly in some Native American and other cultures, they believe that cedar helps carry your prayers to heaven. Isn't that sweet? Like, so I've been making cedar smudge sticks. Obviously, you know, gotta work on the farm a little bit there, but just doing lots of things around the farm. Like, I want to make a cedar beard oil for Aaron because his beard gets dry in the winter, and I want to find, like, I'm going to experiment with like different ways of like putting coconut oil and other good oils and infusing it with the cedar so that he can kind of rub that, and then he'll just smell like manly cedar and moisture, and very excited about it. Lately, I have been trying to find joy in the things that make me happy, and because I struggled because the life that I thought Aaron and I were gonna have with babies and me flying and stuff, it's not gonna happen probably. So if that's not gonna happen, I have to find joy in other things, and I have to do what makes me happy. And so I've been crafting a lot. This is my office. If you want a tour, I'll show you around a little bit. Let's see. Here is this sailor llama that Aaron got for me when we were dating. Here's like a wall hanging I did. I love to craft. I know you guys don't know this about me, but I've always been a huge crafter. Here is a little bunny. This is the first thing I ever sewed when I was 4 or 5 years old. I sewed that with my grandmother. Here is the first beer I drank after I skydived for the first time. There's a little stuffed yeti. Here's a little fawn and finch. Look at this. Remember that huge binder from training? Here's a little jackalope. This is Aaron's, but I commandeered it, but he says he's letting me borrow it, but it's mine now. Here's my Chewy. Here is some embroidery I did. This is a little deer girl wanting to run away from home and join the deer family in the woods. A little messy on the back, but I embroidered that. And there's Peter. Hi, Peter. So, since I haven't wanted to give up on flying in New York just yet, I still have my apartment. I have not gotten rid of my apartment. I am still paying rent on my apartment. Everything that I had in my apartment is still there. My bed, my dressers, my clothes, my tablet, some medications, my makeup. It's all still in New York. So, and I'm still paying that rent. So I've been trying to, one thing I did before I was a flight attendant was, I've always had lots of Etsy shops. I used to do stationery, and then I did, when I was in St. John, I did bracelets. These are my bracelets I made. They're metal, aluminum. Peace Love Beach, that was the name of my company. And they're just little cuff bracelets. But I kind of have a bit of, I don't know, I get tired of doing certain things after a while, and so I move on to something else. So one thing I used to do before I was a flight attendant was I had an Etsy shop that had nameplates, because, you know, just like nameplates that you sit on your desk, but I always thought they were so ugly. They were always like that brown faux wood and then the white letters, and it was all the same font. And so I was like, no, let's do pretty nameplates. So I started an Etsy shop where I did them before I was a flight attendant, and then I kind of gave it up to be a flight attendant. So I'm going back and doing it again. I buy these holders, like here's the silver one, you can't really tell, but this one's rose gold. And then I make these. These are all fake names. These are all samples. I did have some orders up here yesterday, but I mailed them all out today. So these are all the different designs and stuff. This one has crystals. This one's just a geometric. This is a little bird, a feather. This one has crystals. This one, are any of you Buffy fans? Cordelia Chase was a character on Buffy. I told Aaron when we moved here, there was all this reclaimed wood. There was just wood everywhere in the barns and in the loafing shed and just all around. And so I said, will you buy me a saw and a drill and a sander? And he was like, yeah. So for Christmas, I got all those things. And I'm going to potentially cut my foot off. Don't know. But I'm going to try to start doing like some wood projects. And I know nothing about wood. Absolutely nothing. But it's free wood and it's just sitting out there, so I figure I can't mess it up too badly. It's free, so maybe I'll make some planners. And I'm trying to find joy in the life that I've ended up with. You know, it just hasn't turned out like how I wanted, and so I thought we'd be in a different place. I thought I'd be flying. I thought it would be easy to get pregnant. I thought lots of things, and it hasn't turned out that way. And so I'm just being positive, and I'm just doing the things that make me happy to kind of reevaluate everything. And if I'm happy crafting and making cedar beard oil, and I'm excited because it's almost spring. I took a walk the other day and there was little buds in the trees. So everything's gonna turn green pretty soon, and Aaron's on board with us getting like chickens and fostering animals again, and maybe some goats, and maybe an alpaca, or maybe a mini donkey. So I'm excited because there's going to be animals, and for right now, until I know more about this situation with flying, yes, I miss it. Yes, I miss it like crazy. I miss my friends, I miss my coworkers, I miss the passengers. Like, I always had the best passengers. I never had the crazy kooks that were, you know, trying to open the emergency exit or drunk off their... I never had that. I always had great passengers. And yes, I miss it terribly, but I'm not allowed to fly. So there's no use in wallowing in that. I just have to do what I can to find joy in everyday life. And so that's what I'm doing. And I know you guys originally came here because I was a flight attendant and because I was flying, but I never planned to be a vlogger. Like, that was not the plan. I was literally going to vlog training and that was it. I just got really attached to the people who comment all the time and who are so supportive and follow me on Instagram and stuff. And so I understand if you're not going to watch anymore, because I don't know how often we'll be able to put up videos. It's going to be like the Aaron and Beth show for a while. It's not going to be flying. It's not going to be, you know, Paris and Rio and Duluth. No, I've never been to Duluth. But it's just gonna be the Aaron and Beth show on the farm for a little while. So I love you guys, and thanks always for the support, and stick around if you want to, but if you don't, that's okay too. I totally understand. And I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.